morning, y'all. What's up? What's up? So let's hop right in. Right. So you guys remember, right? Remember in the Bible, right, when and this happened a few times, right? Remember the first time that it was the first time? The first time that it happened, right? Remember when King Herod, right, heard that the Messiah was to be born, right? That his star was spotted, right, by the three wise men, right? They spotted his star and they followed it until they found out where the Messiah was born, right? And King Herod, of course, was jealous of that, right? And King Herod ordered that every child under the age, what was it? Five, I think it was 5 years old and under. I believe so, right? 5 years old and under. Every child was ordered to be killed, right, in the land. Every child 5 years old and under, okay? And Mary and Joseph had to flee with Jesus to Egypt, right? What's doing the timer? That was foretold, right? It was foretold that the Messiah would be coming, right? And through what lineage he would be coming through, right? And I was just walking around, just walking Judah, right? And the Holy Spirit was saying to me, you were foretold before you were born, right? Not just speaking of the 144, right? But you were foretold in your mother's or your parents' youth, right? I don't know if it was your mother that went to see about you, right? Which is 222. Yeah, that's confirmation. So your mother went to go see about you, which was the baby in her stomach, right? They went to go peer into your life, basically, right? While she was pregnant with you. Peer into your life to see what your destiny was, right? What type of calling that you had, if you had one, right? What type of power that you were ordained to carry in this earth realm, right? And finding, and in doing this, right? Finding out that you belong to God, right? Finding this out when before you were born, finding this out, okay? Because remember, our parents dabbled in all type of sorcery, right? Way before we even came about, right? That was passed down from generation to generation, right? Done in secret, okay? So they peered into your life when you were still yet finished being fully grown and birthed, right? For 345 on the timer. And so they decided to use you for a generator harvest from your energy, right? Remember I told you everything that happened to Jesus, right? It's a foreshadowing to what's to happen to his body, right? Later on, down in the end, right? Just like the many near-death experiences, like I've told you guys about with myself, right? Before I was even fully born yet, right? I had near-death experiences, right? But I didn't die, right? After I was born, should have died, didn't die, right? And many more after that, right? And there were times where somebody wanted to do something to me, right? And I had to be moved to a safe and protected environment, right? Which was my grandfather, okay? And Holy Spirit was saying to me that they know, just like Jesus' mother knew, right? That Jesus belonged to God, right? God was Jesus' father, right? It's the same with you. Your family members, right? Especially your parents, knew that you belonged to God. Knew this. Knew this, okay? Not only by your destiny, right, what you were foretold to become, but by the power that was already established within you, right? That could be felt within your mother. Your mother could feel that because she was the one holding you in her stomach, right? This is why the peering and the looking into your life came about, right? They wanted to capitalize off of you, basically use what you had, right, to get what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? And leave you out to dry, right? Never wanting you never to come to the knowledge of who you really are, never coming to the knowledge that you are of a wealthy bloodline, right? Never wanting you to come to the knowledge of who you really are. But you've come into that knowledge, right? And you are separate from these people now, right? You're separate from these people now. And all they want to be, all they want, the only thing that they want, that is the most important thing to them, is to be connected to you again. And that's one thing that will never ever happen again, right? Never ever happen, right? But you were foretold about, okay? Know that you were, right? You were not an accident. No, no, you were born on purpose. You were conceived on purpose, right? And when I say on purpose, I mean God sent you to that womb on purpose. You survived those near-death attempts on purpose. You're supposed to be here, right? Look at the things that you've survived while being here. You're supposed to be here, right? I'm hearing that this was the thing like King Herod did, right? To try to kill all of the firstborn, right? 5 and under. Around the time that each and every one of us were born, right? We were all born on different timelines, of course, right? But there were groups of us, right? Just like the saying of like baby boomers back then, right? Y'all know that, right? Baby boomers, you got, different groups that came in different times. Just like the group of baby boomers that came in at the certain time, right? It's the same type of thing, right? We were born in groups, right? God sent us here in groups, right? Might have been separated, spread out all over the world, right? But some of us were born in groups. Some of us were born at the same times, on the same dates, right? Days after each other, right? Sometimes weeks after each other. You know what I'm saying? But it was always in a certain time frame, right? That fit whatever the times were, right? In order for us to be sent. You get what I'm saying? And when we were, and people of the spiritual community, right, took precedent over this. They watched this, just like the three wise men back in those days, right? They watched behind the scenes because they knew these things, right? Things that weren't known to the public, right? They knew these things. And so when babies are being born in hospitals all over the world, right, they know when there is a supernatural being that is born into this earth realm, right? They know, right? They know, okay? And not only by their means, right, but monitoring spirits, right? Just like you have angels in the room when you're born, you got demons as well, okay, who are assigned to you to try to, this to keep the balance, right? Who are assigned to you to try to take you out at every turn, right? But you got your angels too that are assigned to you to protect you at every turn, right? The enemy's just there to keep you on your toes, right? The enemy's just there to keep you sharp, to for you to learn, right? Everything that you go through and everything that the enemy throws at you is not to kill you, right? God is not allow, he will not allow it to kill you. It was not made to kill you. It was made to make you stronger, right? Just like Job, right? It was made to build you. It wasn't made to harm you, right? Even though it might hurt. It wasn't made to take you out, right? And so something like this happened, right? Now, of course, it wasn't, so blatantly obvious as, go around to these hospitals and take these children's, you know, lives, right? There was mixtures that they would try to put in our DNA, 1111 on the timer, thank you, Holy Spirit. There were mixtures that they tried to mix in our DNA, right? Shots that they would give us, i.e., you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Vaccinations and all of these things. Doing tests on our blood, right? All of these things going on in the background, right? Nobody has any idea or clue about these things. Nobody up on Front Street has any idea or clue about these things that are going on, right? That these spiritual beings are being sought out and sought after, right? To either be destroyed or to be turned over to be used on the other side, right? So, beloved, this is how important that you are. Okay? This is how important you are. So much so that, to a 12-month timer, confirmation, so much so that since you were born and before you were born, 1222 on the timer, there were people and forces being sent after you to monitor you and to take you out, 1234 on the timer. And that's what they've been trying to do ever since, right? But you've reached such a level in your ranking, right? You've reached up such a level in life and in your understanding and in your wisdom, in every area of growth that you've experienced, right? You cannot be touched by the lower level things, right? You cannot be touched by the lower level things, okay? Um, but this is being brought to you to let you know how significant you are. How significant you are, right? How ordained you are, right? How planned out your life is, right? It's already spoken. God already spoke your beginning. I mean, your ending from your beginning, right? That's what a lot of people are mad at you about, are upset at you about, because your path is already marked out for you. 1333 on the time. Your path is already marked out for you because God already marked it out for you. You know what I'm saying? And nothing's going to offset that. You're going to get to your destination. You're going to get to the place you're supposed to be. You're going to hit your mark every time. Are you going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But you're going to be perfect for the job that God has called you to do because he's put within you everything that you need to do it. Right? We don't have to be perfect. Right? It's about our heart space. Right? It's about consistency, dedication. Right? Really putting your heart into something. Your heart. Putting it all in. Right? It makes all of the difference. Right? A person can do something that their heart is not in, and people can tell that. People can tell if a person's just faking the funk, if their heart is not in something that they're doing, if they're just doing it for the likes, the clout, the money, whatever it is. Right? Like people who are genuine, who do things A, out of the kindness of their own heart, and B, because they love to do it. It shows. beloved. It shows, right? That there's an authenticity with that comes with that cannot be fabricated. It can't be faked, right? It can't be mimicked. It can't be mocked. You know what I'm saying? It's original, right? So this is how original you are. Just as original as a fingerprint is, right? Out of all the people on this earth, there is not one person with the same fingerprint. Not one. Not one. How intricate is that? How intricate and in detail is that? You get what I'm saying? You're supposed to be here. If you weren't here, beloved, things would be off balance. One of you, me, if we weren't here, things would be off balance, off kilter. You're that important, right? While it's not about us as individuals, it's about us as a whole, right? It's about the bigger picture. It's not about the individual, it's about the collective, not the one individual, right? But the one individual is just as important as the whole collective. Do you get what I'm saying? Right? It's kind of like all for one. It's kind of it reminds me of Three Musketeers. It's kind of like one for all for one. Do you get what I'm saying? Right? You got it. You got it. So I don't know if you're having trouble with an aspect of yourself that you're having trouble believing in, right? Or you're having negative thoughts and your confidence about a certain part of yourself, right? Don't. Don't. Because every part of you, 1717 on time, every part of you is a part of you. You get what I'm saying? Every part of you is a part of you. It makes up who you are. Flaws and all. It makes up who you are, and that's what makes you who you are. That's what makes you your genuine self, your peculiar self, right? You are that person that there is no other copy of. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no other copy of you, and no one can make a copy of you. You are that rare and that gifted, that special, especially to God. You are, right? No matter who believes it or who doesn't, you know it. You know it, right? So know it. Okay? So know it. All right? So I love you guys, beloved. Okay? Just think on that, right? Think of how significant that is. Think of how significant that is. Even I still am amazed at the fact that the creator of everything in existence wants to speak to me, wants to have connection with me, right? I still trip off of that. Like, who am I? You know, who am I? That the creator of all things, you know what I'm saying? That's amazing. That's amazing, right? So it doesn't matter who believes it or not, right? It will show. God will prove. You don't have to do anything to prove anything to anybody. God will show who you are to him every time. And those that who don't believe it in the beginning, oh, they'll believe it when it's all said and done. They will have no choice but to believe it when it's all said and done. Because God will show up and show out for you every time. Every time. All right? So, I love you guys, beloved. All right? I got to get ready. I'm excited. But I love y'all, beloved. All right? I'll holler at y'all later. Have a good day. Have a blessed day. And stay out your head. All right? Do your best to stay out your head. All right? Let things flow. Don't be future tripping, right? Be in the moment. All right? Live in the moment. Okay? Enjoy yourself. Right? All right. Love y'all. Later. Peace.